最後の講演は中央研究院欧米研究所研究員林正義先生にお願いしたいと思います。
Thank you for the very kind introduction. Governor Nakaima and Vice Governor Takara, distinguished guests, I'm delighted to be here to make this presentation. Before that, I want to thank Professor Takahara from Tokyo University and also Professor Lin Quanzhong from Academia Sinica in Taiwan for their recommendation to make my treat available today. As you could see from this map, the island between Okinawa and Taiwan, Miyako, Ishigaki, and to the west, Yonagunishima, quite near to Taiwan. And in 1943, at the Cairo conference, according to the diary of President Chiang Kai-shek, he mentioned that on the status of Okinawa, he proposed a joint administration between the United States and the ROC, Republic of China. And in 1949, he went to Taiwan, and later on, he was not invited to participate in San Francisco Peace Treaty. And also, in 1962, in March of that year, when President Kennedy mentioning that he was going to return the Okinawa back to Japan, and President Chiang Kai-shek, in his diary, wrote down that without prior notification with the Republic of China on the legal status of Okinawa was an insult to him. And Prime Minister Sato went to Taipei in 1967, and President Chiang Kai-shek tried to advise Prime Minister Sato that Japan should not take hasty action on the timing of reversion of Okinawa, only because the Japanese government need to pay more attention on Soviet occupation of northern territory rather than the island of Okinawa, in which the Nixon or the US government had no territorial ambition. And according to the US State Department document, in 1969, the John Hodrich, at last time was the NSC, National Security Council official, and later on became the Assistant Secretary for East Asia and Pacific Affairs. John Hodrich, he argued that in 1969, the ROC has long maintained that it should have some say regarding the depollution of Okinawa. And the government in Taiwan, the President Chiang, want to stall by calling a plebiscite to be held to confirm the wishes of the Okinawan people. And in 1969, Prime Minister went to the United States and released the joint statement with President Nixon. In that joint statement, he emphasized that the maintenance of peace and security in the Taiwan area was a most important factor for security of Japan. But the tension moved and turned to the Diaoyutai or Senkaku Island after the release of the Emory report. It's the Kenneth O. Emory, a scientist from University of Southern California. He led a delegation team to survey the oil and natural gas in East China Sea and Yellow Sea, and concluded in his report, a high probability exists that the continental shelf between Taiwan and Japan may be one of the most prolific oil reserves in the world. So President Chiang was very quick to move to the next step. In 1970, in summer of the 1970, he was quick to secure and sign the oil contract with the U.S. oil corporations such as Gulf, Oceanic, and Clinton. As you can see, the block, the Gulf, and Oceanic and Clinton in the East China Sea. And Taiwan also tried to negotiate regarding the Diaoyutai or Senkaku with the U.S. government and send the memorandum of understanding to Nixon administration, arguing that by reason of geographic location, geological structure, historic association, and the continued use which the inhabitant of Taiwan has made of those islands, so those islands should belong to the ROC. However, Chiang Kai-shek in his diary on April 7, 1971, he admitted that it was not possible for him to take military action to settle the dispute, only because the lack of defense capability on his country. And one possible solution is to pursue a legal settlement in the International Court of Justice if the U.S. government transfers sovereignty over Diaoyutai to Japan. And then that is the CIA report arguing that why there is true and pragmatic goal of the ROC government regarding the oil and also the natural gas exploration survey in the East China Sea. That shows the map of the Senkaku or Diaoyutai in between China, Taiwan, and Okinawa. And the other option for the ROC for Taiwan is try to persuade the U.S. government to use the Diaoyutai or Senkaku as the U.S. practice bombing area. As you can see, that is the Kobe Shore to the north of the Huangweiyu or Kubashima to the north of Kubashima. That later was the communication between Nagasaki Consulate of Taiwan and the U.S. Civil Administration of Ryukyu Island to make sure where is the U.S. practice bombing area. And then Li Denghui and Chen Shui-bian later on, their perception of Okinawa, for President Lee, Okinawa is truly the international bridge, serving the Japanese gateway to Southeast Asia, the bridge of nation. And he instructed the KMT to pull more investment on the island of Okinawa, but it did not go very smoothly. And Li Denghui, after his retirement, openly admitted that Diaoyutai belonged to the Japanese government, which was very controversial inside Taiwan. And he argued that the major interest of Taiwan is to secure the fishing right over water surrounding the Diaoyutai Senkaku Island. And for President Chen, he changed the name of Taiwan Representative Office in Okinawa into the name, have the new name, Naha Branch, TECRO, Taiwan Economic and Cultural Representative Office. That is the underground, the so-called underground embassy here in Japan, which belong to the MOFA, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, which also imply the formal recognition from the ROC government. The Okinawa is an integral part, a territory of the Japanese government. The Okinawa law in the security of Taiwan during the crisis under the Eisenhower administration, the U.S. government transferred weapon system deployed on this island to the island of Quemoy during the crisis. And one Japanese security expert, Ogawa-san, he mentioned in July 2010, about 1,000 Marines can deploy immediately from Okinawa to Taiwan in the Taiwan Strait crisis. And he also mentioned that the U.S. Union in Okinawa are important, especially for deterring escalation of cross-strait tension. And President Lee and President Chen tried to use the Okinawa as a buffer or a shield for the security of Taiwan. So there was no direct sea navigation or air link, but these two presidents, they used the Ishigaki Island as the intermediate stop. However, starting from May 2008, the direct air and navigation link. So for President Ma, it's no longer necessary to use to stop by Okinawa to move forward to Shanghai or other port of China. However, President Ma Ying-jeou has supported the U.S. security arrangement or strengthening through the settlement of Futenma Marine Base relocation between Obama administration and the Japanese government. And I will skip this one. And then, as you could see, that was very, President Ma mentioned the so-called East China Sea Peace Initiative last year. And as you could see, the PRC and Japan exercise parallel jurisdiction over the Diaoyutao or Senkaku starting from September last year. My presentation will stop with this one. I will stop there. My very brief concluding remark is that we need to have the crisis prevention only because the status quo in water surrounding the Diaoyutao or Senkaku is changing every month, if not every week, or even every week, if not every day. And the power equation in water surrounding the Diaoyutao or Senkaku Island has changed. The center of focus changed from Taiwan and Japan to the PRC and Japan. So we need to consider, to have time to consider what we are going to move to the next step. So I will stop there. Thank you.